live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Last match. Let's see who's going to get it.
I can guarantee you one thing.
What's that?
That the world champions here in Riyadh will be using the GT20 Pros. With dual gaming chipsets and 144Hz AMOLED screens, the GT20 Pro will equip teams with up to 120 FPS, which is also the first batch of supported devices, offering esports level performance and the visually stunning experiences in the 2024 PMWC. Once again, after the read, it's the plane check.
Real experiences, authentic experiences right here, because man, this is a big game for these squads. We got to see who some of the top players are right now. Yummy on top with 8 headshots. We like to see that. And Flower with the most knockdowns. I mean, he has really been putting in work for his squad. You constantly see him on screen making it happen. Of course, Regiocio, somebody you always got to keep your eye on. But also, it's good to see the most eliminations. Apex on top of 5.
Yeah, able to do a little bit for 4MV, but you know what? Kind of doesn't matter. 4MV aren't going to do too well. You can get all the nade eliminations you want. Oh, okay. A little bit of a special circle, a treat at the end of the day to make sure that you're paying attention still. Come on. Chop, chop. We're getting into the game. Los Higos going to be on the far west of this circle, down towards the south side. These hills start to get a little bit nasty. With the slopes that go down towards the water, you've got these long, open sort of field areas, and then they're broken up by these long ridge lines, right? These spits of hills that roll down towards it. There's a hot drop. Okay, IWNRX and Tianba. Two of our middling teams right now. They're within 2 points of one another. But Tianba puts a third in the middle.
One of the members of Tianba is pretty lit up right here. They're very early on in their drop, so not a lot of loot. Maybe he was able to find a first aid kit, something. Frozen finds an M249 though, and he's looking to get some revenge for his buddies. Wolf.
Tianba with 4 and the advantage.
Look at that. Look at the sneak.
Oh, he's
no
crawling.
helmet, no vest, baby. Just an M249 and a dream.
Best defense is a good offense, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's all you need.
Sean senses some disturbance in the waters, though, here.
He's got his ear to the ground.
Not Frozen Shark. Look at him moving ever so carefully. Keeping an eye out, though, making sure there's no shenanigans, nobody going up to... Oh, he's spotted.
Here we
He's
see
been spotted.
Frozen.
No, he's not. Okay, run.
Shark moving through in his natural habitat, trying to find his prey, stalking. Wide on the outside. This predator, naturally found in the EMEA region, now out of his depth against the Chinese opponents.
The pitcher now becoming the prey. Oh, no time to use the restroom. You got to get going, Frozen, because Tianba is on their way. Frozen feeling a little bit of a sting in the back of him. That was not a mosquito. That was an Uzi. Where is the rest of the team?
It's easy to mix those two up. I always do that.
Yep.
It's really... The number of times I've gotten a spot of bother for that, you would not believe.
Oh.
Tianba, though, they know exactly the difference between a flying insect and a weapon capable of taking on IWNRX. Frozen hopping in. Shan has the elevation to do it. But IWNRX starting to marshal the reinforcements into the position to take a 1-2 trade. He's found a helmet. Okay, some protection. He's made friends with a clownfish.
QZ taking some shots off. Tianba now finally grouped up here against Frozen. Frozen stuck in the auto shop. Don't you hate when that happens? Sean, getting some shots with the M249. Almost had the double. And he's going to get instantly thirsted.
The Mosquito takes him down. Oh, sorry, no, the Micro Uzi takes him down.
That's right.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Kine, maybe. QZ. Is that an SKS he's got? Iron sights as well. QZ at the back. With XC as well, as Kine is in there. He's got the pump action. Okay, he's swapping out for the shotgun.
He's got to go. He knows. You just push. Just push. You have no choice. Even though you don't have the angles, if you let him get this res, you are deaf. Oh, wow. He had the wrong idea, and the boxes get shot, saying, don't you dare do that again. Don't land near us. As Tianba will take those 4 points all day long. They are sitting in 7th place. They have a big jump or a big hurdle they need to jump over here if they want to make it into one of those top spots. And that's the way to do it. Starting off with 4 eliminations, your entire team up. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Chomp, chomp, spit, tiamba, chew through IWNRX. And Hokaloogie, full of the EMEA roster, back out. Not a player went down on their side either, so 4 eliminations.
They're good.
Real nice addition there. On that northeast side, near Junkyard right now. They're going to be able to get some healing. They haven't looted, so they're going to need to do that pretty quickly right now. That is going to be their major idea, but no one, I think, dropped over towards Impala, so potential for a pit stop if they want to go for it.
Yeah, right now it's Twisted Mind. We're trying to find down some vehicles, do a little bit of a 4-car strategy. You always want to have as many vehicles as you possibly can towards the end, especially with a southern shift like this. You never know when you're going to need those car walls. And plus, you get somebody, one of their vehicles does get shot up, you got to have those backups. So definitely want to get all vehicles. It is the meta. You can see Team Reject on the move. Now, if Team Reject finish this game strong, they're going to be our first team in the 3-digit mark. And possibly the only team in the 3-digit mark here. At a certain point, if Team Reject do well and Alpha 7 don't, do you think tomorrow we're going to see Alpha 7 go out of their way to try to hunt them down?
No, I don't think so. I feel like towards the top of the tables, it's a lot less likely that you play to counter a specific team and much more likely that you address weaknesses in your own play and you try and play at your own pace, right? I don't think that we really have ever seen targeted play at that sort of stage in a tournament, and I think that's for a reason. I think that's a wise decision because obviously there is the risk that when you're so close, you know, you're targeting this team, they win a fight, they close the gap by 4 points instantly.
Then again, you don't target them and you get points and they get the same amount of points and you do nothing, right? So it's definitely like a big 50-50. The risk is high, but sometimes the reward could be huge. We're gonna watch Divine pop some shots towards DRX. QX Triple Z said, I am out of here, baby. Uh-oh. A couple more shots onto that bus. Let's take a look at this replay, though. Oh, look at that. Yampa. XC with the pistol. Getting it done against IWNRX.
Yeah, Tiamba able to win out that duel cleanly, despite that M249 giving us a little bit of pause for thought there. IWNRX, they're going to be able to go home now. That's the end of their day. Tomorrow they'll have to come back with something better.
That's right.
They want to take towards the top spots.
Vamos.
Circle fairly close to closing once more, as we've got about 6 seconds left on the clock. Talon moving in through the blue right now. TJB closest to it. That is huge. Oh my
baby.
God. What a shift. Down
Let's
to the
go.
south side. Alpha 7 with control over the bridgeway towards that south island. The Los Higos Islands are in play now. Teams like Alula XIHC, potential for them to get across, try and play on that island. There is so much that's going to happen in these next 30 seconds.
Alpha 7 looking to the sky and saying, muchos gracias. Thank you very much here. They are dead center of this circle, and this might as well be circle number 4.
McClellan's in one of the Twisted Minds vehicles.
Oh boy, and now
Is he?
look at this, watch that real quick. 4MV getting some shots and punishing Team Liquid. It's absolute pandemonium. Everybody is scrambling for a position in this next zone.
I have no idea, but I think McClellan either was being chased by Twisted Minds or was in one of their vehicles. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we can get a replay on that. But Twisted Minds making the break over the bridge to the west, playing the center of that south island. Alpha 7 still over towards the east bridge, but it's a 2-2 split. They can't really control too much ground here, and it might be a little bit of a weakness in the armor for this south island. Everybody descending now.
Alpha 7 going for a dip. Guizao jumping on down onto the rocks. He's going to have priority on McGrellan here. Let's see if he sees him swimming. We saw something move in the water. Guizao about to go fishing. He has one name to his name. Oh, he's getting shot at, though. Carrillo, yes, just doing a great job of just playing keep away, trying to buy his teammates some time.
Meanwhile, on the west side of these islands, Reject have just made the cross. They are now on the south, past Los Higos, Alula XIHC, further out west still, near Valle de Mar. And they will be pushing it behind Reject from that west edge.
Guizao applying a little pressure. McGrellan is able to get a little bit of time here to get boosted up and healed up. Cardosen and Chief also in the water. This is tough, folks. On the other side of the bridge, we got Team Reject going to be holding off Alula IHC. That's going to be interesting. We'll see if that fight breaks out in the next few moments. But we still have quite a few squads that are not in this circle. Right now, all eyes are on Alpha 7. They are in a very precarious position. 2-2 split across the bridge. I don't know about this one. How do you feel about this strat, John?
I think for Reject, if they can catch up one of the players from Alolex IHC, this is a good news, but they're going to need to push up. They're going to need to crunch back. Alolex IHC have been in the blue zone for quite a while as well, remember, so their health is going to be a little bit depleted. Reject is going to look a lot healthier, so those sprays going to connect a lot more frequently when they go for them on the side of Reject. But now it looks like they're starting to take these scraps. Reiji on the high ground has Sarah on that backstop position. There's potential for a long boat rotation on this South Island as well, remember. So I'm looking at Tiamba. You can see on mini-map on your right-hand side of your screen. But the spray from Reiji starts to connect. Two players from Alolex IC on the back. And Reiji hops in the vehicle. Oh, he's so low, but he's going to be able to get away with it for now.
Barely. I mean, he's got to be careful of getting knocked that low in the blue zone here, because it's going to start chunking, especially as it begins to close in 52 seconds. This is only stage 2? That's right, it's still so early. The zone is so tiny, though, because it is none other than a Los Eagles bridge finish. We haven't seen this one in a while.
This puts the R in nasty, man. This is absolutely insane. This dash for the south side. I am so surprised that we haven't seen more people go down here. That northern coast, I think on the east, this is got to be a bloodbath right now.
Yes, it is. You can see Talon on the way down south. They're going to have to find a position into this next one. Most likely going to be going up against Xavier. I like the fact that they didn't just fully send it on in. They just went very, very carefully. They're trying to leapfrog their way in here, but they're going to take a chunk of blue damage, trying to find a safe position into this next circle.
Down skirting the edge, Xavier close
Circle
by.
closing.
This is so difficult. Tiamba did make that boat rotation. They're going to try and land on the south side of the Los Higos Island on the east edge of it. Twisted Mind have got a 2-player outpost towards it, so it could potentially be spotted, and it does go through. There we go, Bond spotted, and that is going to mean Shan has to divert. The rest of Tiamba playing split over to the east side. This is just so difficult. I'm looking at DRX, Boom, Vampire. Who else have we got there? We've got
everybody.
Alliance, we've got TJB, we've got Power. All of these teams are fighting for what is probably going to be like an 8th place.
Let's see what happens here, folks. I mean, this is still pretty early, so teams can afford to eat a little bit of blue zone here. Power are stuck in between a rock and a hard place on the other side of the circle. Right now, we're watching TJB find themselves in a different position. The good thing is that even though the zone is so small, this sloping mountainside here has so many different nooks and crannies, little hillsides that you could find, you could put a decent position into. Power decide to go to the beach, and unfortunately, this beach is closed on.
Hey, they forgot their factor 50, man. They are getting sunburned right now under the blinding gaze of TJB. GK first, straight down to Fidan. Doesn't actually connect onto the knock there.
Ow.
And a nade from Al-Haji. The heavy hand himself. Nade over the top. Looking to put a second one in. They're close together. They do split up. Wow, nearly goes down. Just takes it away. The first nade was already popping. He instantly heals it back up, but there's another nade waiting in the wings. Al-Haji wants more. TJB have the high ground. Look at Longs up on the right-hand side there. He's ready to peek this ridgeline.
This is stage 3. The zone's going to start putting some damage, especially as it closes here. Power going to have to make something happen. Al-Haji especially with the angle. Oh, but he's going to be eating a chunk of blue zone. And it's going to start hurting even more in the next few seconds. Nades start to ring out. Circle closed, and it centers on up. TJB committing a lot of time to this power fight. Uh-oh, and now Vampire is on the other side, punishing TJB. This is a lose-lose situation for these two teams.
Nobody's happy. It's all about who can get the eliminations out of it. Power able to pick up some points there. 2 eliminations found now as they pick up that second. No, wait, they're up to 4 with those. They're added to the tally, but they are suffering behind the Vampires here. This east side has not gone so well for the Vampires. They've got 3, but they're going to need more because they are pretty much definitely not getting into this circle. This is crazy. The northern side, teams still yet to cross. You've got, I think, 6 teams yet to cross from this northern edge. The island on the south starting to get more populous. Let's talk about the island on the south for a second. There is a central ridgeline, two hilltops that sit on it that are so important. Right now, Twist Minds hold the eastern one. Reject and EWC going to control the access to that second one on the west side. That ridgeline, in general, very powerful. Not fully guaranteed that we're going to end up on the South Island, but you could see EWC trying to stretch out towards that ridge as Reject sequestered themselves to the northern compound. That could be dangerous.
Let's see what the plan is going to be here. Team Reject holding down this Los Higos Island here. And it's been a while since we've seen a finish on this island, and we're going to see one today here, folks, most likely, because right now we're looking at Vampire on the other side here, right on the edge. Boom Esports on the edge as well. Yummy going to be looking all the way down. Does he spot Carrillo through the tree? He doesn't. Tony K from downtown with that mini 6X trying to find anything in his sightlines, but I mean, there's just hardly any real estate on the side of the island.
Alpha 7 and Reject both have outposts on the island. Carrillo on that north side still does have that off angle, right? But he can regroup a lot easier than anyone else because he has his teammates as anchor on that far side. The question is, what sort of presence do Alpha 7 have there? Because I believe they're under the bridge on their crossing. They are going to be able to peek up. Some of those buildings around that area, pretty powerful to control the ground around them. But you're going to have to most likely move south from them.
Yeah, let's see if they decide to move south. Oh
dear.
Alliance flipping, tossing, and 4MV are looking to try and take advantage of it. Oh, the spray is just a little bit off. That's Vampire exploding on the rotation. Boom. Esports taking full advantage of that one. Looks like we're seeing Alliance get picked apart. And now here comes a push. Talent onto Xavier. The trades are starting to ring out. Axel's got that molly locked and loaded, throws it in the building. But unfortunately, that was the wrong play. Xavier making it happen with their weapons.
Oh, but it's only one player. I think it's a 1 versus 1. Talent and Xavier now going down low. Last player for either of these two rosters. Lush just needing to come on through, but this is still on the northern shore. Boomer eliminated in the meantime on the eastern side. They tried to, I'm not entirely sure how they actually went down there. I think 4MV might have had sightlines, but in the meantime, Nade is still pushing around for Xavier. Talon with their last player, Misery, on the outside, not engaged in this one.
Team Reject all the way from across the map, popping some shots and taking advantage of this one. They get 2 of those eliminations there. Divine looking to get into the even more shots here. Next zone does center on up. Alpha 7 underneath the bridge, just trying to hang on. Carrillo's on the other side here. Eventually, he's going to have to make that swim across. He has no choice.
I don't think anyone was on top of the bridge right now. Liquid were underneath it. They're swimming around, just trying to survive at this stage. So, with that access to the bridge controlled, Alliance are really up against it here. They're going to have a real tough time of things. Carrillo, as well, is just going to have those off angles.
Yeah, Carrillo there, you see him trying to smoke his way to the water. He wants to find water like a dolphin in the sea. Unfortunately, those smokes, I think, have already run out. So he's going to have to make that mad dash in the next few seconds here, though, because the zone is starting to close, and if he takes too much time, he is going to get chunked down by the blue zone. You can see one smoke start to bloom, and hopefully with the chaos that's about to ensue with the shift, he will be able to find some time to jump into the water and start swimming.
The teams on the island are just going to bide their time, wait for the forces across from them just to wane, as they are very likely to do. Al-Haji still surviving for power, the last player alive, but he's down towards the coastline. He's spotted, spray down, not quite finishing him off, but this might be it. There it is. Final bullet found. Al-Haji falls. 4 eliminations for power, and 10 teams are still alive.
10 teams still alive. They're scattered all over the place for the most part, though. I mean, 4MV and Alliance are going to have to figure this one out, and they're going to have to figure it out quick. 4MV is on top of the bridge. Alliance is on the bottom. And something's got to give here. As you can see, Alliance putting some shots downrange. And I believe now we're going to see Alpha 7 try to help out their teammate, because Carrillo going to do a smoke wall here. Let's see. Can Carrillo cross the road?
That is the big question. Team Liquid losing players, their swimmers finally going down. Eliminations, no points.
That's a good big one.
Nice shot from Mafioso. For Carrillo, if he can get across, he can swim through. This is a safe crossing for him if he can make that first dash. He's making it. He's running. He's into the water. Is he going down? Not just yet. For MV, not quite able to connect. There's the spray. It's Twisted Minds from a distance, able to find those shots, but he still can swim. He can still go across, but that drown damage is going to start to come through.
The blue zone damage is going to come on through here too, because he is in big trouble here. You can see Papa Blue is starting to close. Looks like the rest of Alpha 7 are going to have to do it without their IGL. Now let's see what happens here. The Nick zone is about to click. Now the blue zone is going to really start punishing teams. Reggie OCO with the mini is just too good. 6 eliminations. Team Reject. They are finishing the day off incredibly strong.
This is a huge opportunity for them, not only to break the 3-digit barrier, which they've done pretty handily by 3 points now, but also for position in this match. The thing that I will criticize them for is the fact that Alolex IHC have now got control to their south side. That ridgeline that I talked about before, so powerful when it comes to closing out games on this south island. We've seen it time and time before. It's that western high ground and that eastern high ground played off against one another, but the circle keeps the northern side in, keeps that little settlement around the bridge mouth still in action, and Alpha 7 have control of that. Twisted Minds, they're trying to push into the north. If Alolex IHC can just spread along this ridgeline, they're going to have a great game.
4MV going to lose a player there on rotation. Twisted Minds soaking up some of these elimination points. That's 7 for them. This is one that they really desperately need. They're all the way down in 13th place, but it's going to be hard to catch Team Reject since they are keeping up the pace here. Mafioso getting a couple nice little hit markers there onto Team Reject. But they honestly, I'm going to give them the edge here. They're doing so well in this game. And they are going to be the first team to pass up that legendary 3-digit mark.
Oh yeah, they are up on 1-0-3 right now, not including the placement points they've accrued already, but Mafioso spot for AG. That should be resable. There's not too much to worry about there. Alliance, they are just going to fall like ducks in a barrel to Alpha 7. That's a Kalaris quote.
That's not what you want to be. There. You do not want to be a duck in a barrel. That is for sure.
It's a bad time.
You want to be free. And you can see 4MV flying down to freedom in the water.
That's right.
That's where ducks like to be. And you can just see them trying to make it onto dry land here. Let's see if they're able to do so, because they are starting to get chunked down little by little.
They're evading the
Mafioso's going to see him. Does he spot them, though?
He doesn't have a nade. A nade would be absolutely huge here. You put it right in the middle of them. As soon as they try and step on the land, they're done for, right? Because you can't heal whilst you're swimming. Now they're going to try and make landfall, the spray with the UMP. But the ammo's not looking super strong right now for Revo, as the nades do start to come through. That's what I was looking for. A Molotov to slow them in their approach to the beachhead there, as Mafioso spots the player at the back line. Another nade goes down low, and there's the knock from Mafioso.
Leon trying to make something happen, and Alpha 7 get a couple more points. Revo jumps down. Revo, does he see Leon, though? No.
Twisted Minds.
Oh, Twisted Minds. Now getting into the action. Looking to take this game into their hands. They move out of the safety of their building and are looking to clear this bridge out. Igor on the move, and Alpha 7 finally take down Alliance. Meanwhile, Team Reject have been big chillin' for the most part, but Divine's on the move and looking to get active.
Yeah, stretching out along that coastline, that's going to give him cover from that ridgeline that Alolex IHC have now managed to establish control over. Reject on that north coast. Twisted Minds have Alpha 7 surrounded.
Alula IHC, where do you be? You're on the south side. You haven't made any moves at all. Only one elimination here.
They're in the best place, though, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they are in the best place, but they're going to have to make some moves here quickly. They're 14th on the leaderboards. Placement points aren't going to be enough. If you have the opportunity to get some of them eliminations, you got to be able to take some risk and get them.
What a way to close out the final day, though. Our two big hitters in the tournament, Reject and Alpha 7, going toe-to-toe on a brutal South Island finish. 5 teams remain. Alula X IHC, kind of the arbiters of this position. Divine's actually jumped into the water. He's getting a little bit of information there, and it is going to push away from this ridgeline. This is where Reject's position might be a little bit stronger, but they need to open up towards Alpha 7 further.
Team Reject's position is extremely compromised because of this next circle, and it's going to be up to Alula IHC to really punish them here, especially if they want to win this game. You want to be able to take out Team Reject on rotation. You don't want to deal with them in a fair fight. And when it comes to fair fights, Team Rejects are going to win those 9 out of 10 times. They've proved that so far. Had at least a 50-point average in these 2 days, an insane accomplishment. Eventually, you got to try to take them out here. Oh, a big long nade. Ooh, does a little bit of damage to Guizhou as the circle starts to close. This is going to be a big fight between Twisted Minds and Alpha 7.
It's going to get messy. I mean, it's been messy for a while. No cleanup in sight either. Reject have now managed to move a little bit further along this coast. Reiji still breaking out further into the water. Going to want to make landfall a little bit later on. Alpha 7 under pressure from the off angle from Alula X IHC. You can see they managed to find a little ridgeline there, but Alpha 7 taking shots out towards Reiji. He's going to try and push further on in from the water.
I'm going to give this game to Twisted Minds already.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think Twisted Minds are going to have those buildings. Alula IHC is playing this extremely passive here. Unless we see Alula IHC just take a crazy risk and go dead center, then we might see something happen. But right now, Twisted Minds have the big positional advantage. And I think all these other teams realize it, so they got to try to hunt down a couple of eliminations. And right now, the shortest path to that is going to be Team Reject. Long nade!
Good.
Oh, gets the confirmation on a Reiji. That's a huge one.
Able to get that flush is absolutely massive. Taking a player out of the mix there that could have been rezzed, they're now diminished, and they know there's more.
And the big thing is they know it's Team Reject on that side for a fact. They got to take them out here and now, especially if you want to pass them up on the leaderboards. You can't let them get any more room.
It's a big arm.
Ooh, that did touch Divine. He didn't like that one. That was an eviction notice right there. And Team Reject know that they do not have a safe place to stay. That little dip right there is so dangerous. If a nade happens to make it right in that little crevasse, they are done for.
Nades in response finally actually pulling the pin on their own, but not going to find anything there. Mafioso with a difficult approach, and I think you're right, Twisted Mind still with the best bot. But if this fight on the north side concludes, it gets a little bit more difficult.
Twisted Mind should win this game. There's no way they lose this. They're in such a great position. The only thing they have to do is defend against Alula IHC, and it should be money in the bank for them. But let's look right now at what Alpha 7 can do. If Alpha 7 can find a fight, a fair one, onto Team Reject, they're going to have a little bit of coverage with that slight little hill, but they got to make that push. They got to clear this side of the map out if they want any chance at winning this game. Or even, who cares if you win this game? Just take out Team Reject. That's what your goal should be, right? Just stop them from getting any points.
I mean, that would be fair enough. To be able to get that done would be a big old relief for them. But Alula X IHC have moved Shan. They're going to move forwards, play the ridgelines. Divine's doing the same. He's trying to meet them at the pass, and he's gotten up a level. He's gotten closer to that roadside, but he's under pressure now.
What
a lovely shot comes through from Twisted Minds. Over in those buildings, able to find those off angles. Alula X IHC now playing 2-2. One on the back is knocked, so they're going to need to spend time to res that up.
Let's see what Team Reject can do. They're going to have to pull off some magic here. They are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Alula IHC, and now Alpha 7 is going to find some angles onto them. And Twisted Minds, this is their game to win. And just how many eliminations are they going to get for this victory? That's the question. They're down in 13th place. They got to close it out here. Duello, the last player up for Team Reject. He's down to 1 HP.
No nades.
Here comes the Rebel. They got him! And that is Team Reject out. 12 eliminations for Alpha 7.
Alpha 7 push up to the triple-digit mark as well. With placements accrued, that could be the challenge they're looking for to close out day number 2 in first place. This could be what they have on the menu. Alula X IHC are back to 4, though, and the smokes have bloomed.
This is stage 9, folks. The zone's about to go into nothing. Now I think Twisted Mind's position is completely compromised. It's anyone's game here. Alpha 7 are going to be wide on the open. Alpha 7 need to get every elimination they can, but Obscure gets a knock on a McGrellin. That's going to hurt. Alula IHC have to push out into the wide open. You can see them just doing so ever so slowly. They need some critical knocks here to help buy some time.
Smoke's so important here. The res comes through onto McGrell in there, which means that they are playing as 3. Need some healing, and he need it now, because now you need to jump over the top. Mafioso takes down Teal. No, hang on a minute, that's obscure from Twisted Minds, but they look for the point anyway.
Point
Another
steal.
one. 13 now for Alpha 7 as they start to ramp up. Another 1 and 2, looking for third as well. 3 players still alive for Alpha 7 as the damage pours on into the Twisted Minds compound. Alula XIHC going low as well. Alpha 7 flowing from the northern shore will try and push further in. The Molotov there, they're packed all in, and they're looking for the escape here, but Ratto Boy goes down. The nade is in, and Twisted Minds fall. Now in a 3 versus 2, looking for the opportunity to make a statement against Reject, to put them back where they believe they belong. Alpha 7 from the northern side are able to make it happen.
Woo! 19 eliminations! Are you kidding me? They took out Team Reject. They clutched it up at the last second. And you know, they're going into the final day here of the PUBG Mobile World Cup on top.
And a potential record break for them as well. They are now up to 4 chicken dinners on this tournament. Vampire had 4, now they have that door open for them. Tomorrow, with 1, they could break the record, they could break the back of Reject's morale as well. And what a way to close it down. So brutal.